Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for another positive spin. Today we're going to be talking about the Pet Sematary remake. Now, this is going to be a bit of a rant first, which I don't normally do during positive spin, but it's also going to explain a little bit of my relationship with the film. Now, when this originally came out, of course, I like remakes, generally speaking, and I try to see all of them I can. And while I wasn't necessarily super excited for this one, because I do like the original, but it's not one of my favorite horror movies, I was excited to see another remake or just another horror movie in general. Now, my relationship with this film, of course, is I watched it when it came out on, I think it was Redbox. I rented it, and I liked it so much, I bought it from the flea market where I go to buy stuff. And fortunately, a guy had come in right when I was at the flea market to trade in stuff, and this was one of the things he had. I believe it was this and scary stories to tell in the dark, and there was a bunch of them in there. So, my rant or my gripe is, and probably the reason why I wasn't as excited as I should have been about seeing this, is because the company, when they released the trailer, did an asinine thing of revealing the big change in this film in the trailer. Now, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen this film, you might want to switch off and watch the film, come back to this when you've seen the film, but the big change in this film is, of course, Gage is not the one who gets hit by the truck, it's actually Ellie, and they completely ruined it with the trailer. And I had heard that through people talking about it before the movie actually came out, when the trailer came out, because I try to stay away from trailers for the most part. And I went and watched the trailer because it had already been spoiled, and yes, they gave it away, which is completely stupid, because it was the one thing they had to really grab on. And it also leads to one of my positive things about this film, and I'm going to go a little out of order on this one. When the accident occurred, the viewer should have been ready for Gage to be killed by the truck. And the way they set it up, they did it perfect with misdirection. Because Gage is running towards the road, and the father is running to try to catch him, and he pulls him away in the nick of time. The truck skids out of the way, the back of the truck comes off, and kills Ellie and Church. Of course, Church was already dead. Now, this is the perfect misdirection, and I think it's something that they would have really been able to capitalize on. And me, myself, personally, I would have loved to have been completely wowed by the fact that Ellie died and not Gage. And to see it that way would have been really cool. But the company totally messed up and gave that away. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Okay, now let's get to the rest of the positive spin on Pet Sematary, the remake. I actually like this film a lot. The Creeds, the one thing I noticed right away, and I'm kind of a stickler for these sort of things, but the Creeds seem like a realistic couple. They both are kind of plain looking. I mean, they're not gorgeous. They're not like the typical movie types that you see in films all over. They're not like pretty people. So they kind of seem, I mean, they're attractive enough, but they're not gorgeous like they normally are. And I thought that was really cool because sometimes it takes me out of films like, I know Brad's, one of his favorite movies is The Omen, the original one. And it's always bothered me that I think that the couple is too old to have that kid that turns into Damien or that gets switched for Damien. I've always thought it was odd and ridiculous. Okay, the makeup effects are really good in this, especially when Pascal gets into the accident. You can see his brain and everything like that. It's really cool. The animal funeral procession is actually quite creepy. I know that they also spoiled that in the trailer as well. I wasn't sure what the context was going to be for all the animal masks and all that kind of stuff, but I think they handled it really well. I just wish they wouldn't have shown it in the trailer because that is one of the newer things that they added to it, and I think it would have worked out really well. I love the atmosphere in the cemetery when Pascal is warning um, Lewis. I think the atmosphere is absolutely awesome with all the fog and the dead trees and the debris on the ground. I think it's really cool. I like the Halloween vibe during or right before something happens to Ellie. I like Ellie in this. I thought she was actually pretty cool in this. Now in the original, which I try not to compare it too much to the original because they are different films, but she was so annoying in the original Pet Cemetery. She was definitely a drawback for me, but I thought she was pretty cool in this. I also love the atmosphere when they are walking to the Indian burial ground to bury Church. I thought that was awesome. The memories of Zelda tormenting the wife is pretty creepy. Now, granted, not to compare again, but nothing will ever be as creepy as Zelda in the original Pet Cemetery. I mean, that's nightmare fuel right there when she comes after Rachel. But wow, I mean, this one they do a really good job with the memories and all. Um, this goes into more detail about the Indian burial ground, the tribal grounds and everything, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I may have read the book when I was younger, but I don't remember. So Joe had to kind of fill me in on some of it. I love, and this is what I was talking about before. When Ellie dies, I love the misdirection of Gage running towards the road as Lewis is pulls him away just in the nick of time. Because even though I've seen it before and I know it happens, I still feel like Gage is going to get hit because I've got the original Pet Cemetery implanted in my brain. Ellie is great as the killer. She's very brutal, and to be honest, other than a few things that Gage says, which are very creepy, I actually prefer Ellie as the killer. And the ending is amazing. I actually like the ending better than the original because it's more sinister and it's definitely a lot creepier. And the alternate ending is maybe even a little bit more messed up because I had to go rewatch it after we watched this film because I forgot there was an alternate ending, but I had seen it before. This movie is a quality remake. Is it as good as the original? I don't know. That's something you have to decide for yourself. And one of the things I always think to myself was, and I remember saying this, did we need this? Because a lot of people consider this shot for shot, except for the big changes. Um, did we need this remake? Probably not. But you know what? I'm glad we got it because it's another horror movie for us to enjoy. And that's my positive spin on Pet Sematary, the remake. Be sure to check out Joe's positive spin on Pet Sematary. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.